Let's do the prayers. They're there in your mobile. First 2-3 slides. Sadasivasamaramбхам Vyasashankaramध्यamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Dhyanamulam Guror Murtihi Pujamulam Guroh Padam Mantramulam Guror Vakyam Mokshamulam Guru Krupa. We will now do the 12, 13 and 14 verses. Look at your mobile and then go to 15 and 16 today. Last time, we have recapitulated all the verses right from the first one to the 14th one. So 12, 13 and 14 are telling about the three shariras. The Stula Sharira, which is the Bhogayatanam, the Sukshma Sharira, which is the Bhoga Sadhanam, and the Karana Sharira. And the Atma is beyond the three Shariras. It is a supporter of the three Shariras, but it is not the three Shariras itself. पंचीकृत महाभूत कृतं कर्म संचितं शरीरं सुख दुःखानां भोगायतनमुच्यते पंच प्राण मनो बुद्धि दशेन्द्रिय समन्वितम् अपंचीकृत भूतोत्थम सूक्ष्मांगम्बो भोग साधनम् अनाद्य विद्या अनिर्वाच्य कारणोपाधिरुच्यते उपाधित्रितयादन्यम् आत्मानम् अवधारयेत्. Avadharayet, a very powerful phrase. You must understand this instruction and follow accordingly. Okay, let's start today's. Today we are entering into another realm. Earlier we have understood the body is composed of three shariras: the Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and the Karana Sharira. The Atma is the supporter and the caregiver and the power giver of all the three bodies, but it is not the bodies. Now, Bhagavad Pada is giving another look into the body. What is that? Let us see. पंचकोशादियोगेन तन्मय इव स्थितः शुद्धात्मा नीलवस्त्रादि योगेन स्फटिको यथा. Now he is bringing the concept of panchakoshas. Three bodies are over. Now panchakoshas, five different envelopments we have. You know onion? The onion has got how many layers? Layer by layer, layer by layer, you peel off. What will be there? Nothing will be there. Here, there are five onion-like coverings there, and each one we have to understand. He did not elaborate what are the Panchakoshas here, but from our knowledge of the Atma Bodha, which is a preliminary text, we know that Panchakoshas are five. What are the Panchakoshas? Five koshas are there. The five koshas are Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. Kosha is covering, envelopment, sheath, cover. These covers are, I am not the covers. I am the one having the five covers. Who am I? I don't belong to the koshas, because even if part of the koshas are not there, I am still existing. For example, I am in deep sleep. Do I have any idea about what is my stula, the Annamaya kosha, the one made of food? Not. Likewise, each one we have to examine. The five sheaths are Panchakoshas. The immaculate Atman or the Suddhatma appears sthitaha. It is there inside the body, having borrowed the qualities of the Atma, these things will shine. The Annamaya Kosha is shining, Pranamaya, Manomaya, all are shining because of the power of the Atma. In this room, there is bulb, fan, AC, heater, all are working because of the underlying current, just like that. Now we have to understand each word. Panchakoshadi yogena. Yoga here is identification with, association with. Association of with of what? Panchakosha adi, etc., etc. Panchakosha adi yogena. By the identification of the five sheaths, Panchakoshas, that Tanmaya, as though it is identical with that Iva, like. The Iva is very important. Tat Tanmaya Iva Stitaha. As though it is the Annamaya Kosha, as though it is the Pranamaya Kosha, as though it is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Come to this side so that I can look at you. Why Iva? Shuddhatma doesn't have a body. Shuddhatma doesn't have Annamaya Kosha. Shuddhatma does not have any one of these five koshas. But the Shuddhatma appears as though it is having the five envelopments, as though it is having the five envelopments. Shuddhatma, the pure self, is sthitaha iva, as though it is there, as though it is having the five koshas. How? He gives a beautiful example. Neela vastradi yogena. Let's say this is a blue cloth on this table now. You bring a prism, crystal clear prism, and put it on the blue cloth and look through that, the prism appears to reflect this color and the design. But in fact, the prism doesn't have any color. It doesn't have any design. The design pertains to the tablecloth, and the pure Atma is like that. So the pure Atma is there. There is Annamaya Kosha, there is Pranamaya Kosha, and these are reflected through the Spatika, the crystal clear, as though they have the properties of the Atman. The properties of Atman are not no properties, because it is Nirvikaraha, Nishkalaha, Niranjanaha. Nothing, no part, no color, no taint. It is as pure as the crystal clear Spatika. But then how am I thinking? This Annamaya Kosha is Atma. Why? Because of the superimposition. This is called superimposition, also called adhyasa. Technical word for superimposition is adhyasa. Asa, to be there. Adhyasa, to be in proximity with this, as though it is this. That is the adhyasa. Neelavastradi yogena, because of the association with the blue color, spatika hayatha, just like the crystal. He gives a beautiful example. Now we need to understand what are the five koshas. The Annamaya Kosha is grossly nurtured by the food, and it is food dependent. So these five koshas he is not telling here, but from the Tattva Bodha, which is an initial text, we all know what is the job of the Annamaya Kosha. Eat, eat, eat. That's the point. So, why are you born? Because I have to eat. Is born to eat or live to eat? Live to eat or eat to live? It's a big question. To recall the Tattva Bodha, Annarase naiva bhutva, Annarase naiva bruddhim prapya, Annarupa pruthivyam. That is the definition of Annamaya Kosha. Annarasena eva bhutva, produced out of the eating substance. If you don't eat for 15 days, what will happen? The whole Annamaya Kosha will become null and void. Annarasenaiva vruddhim prapya. Because of the Annarasha only, it begets a higher and higher development. A boy of 3 months, a baby, is now a young man of 40 years because of the Annarasenaiva. Finally, Annarupa Prithviyam. It goes again to the Prithvi, which is the symbolic of the Anna. Because from Prithvi only we derive the Anna. Annarupena Prithviyam yad viliyate. That which enters into the Prithvi. It means it is produced out of food. It is nurtured by the food. Ultimately, it dissolves into the food only. Food here is the Prithvi. Prithvi is the Bhumata. Tat Annamaya Kosha. This Annamaya Kosha, not I am. Earlier what we have seen, Sthula Sarira, I am not. Sukshma Sarira, I am not. Karana Sarira, I am not. I am the Sakshi Chaitanya, which is propelling within all the three Sariras. Here, the Annamaya Kosha is so shiny, your skin is so beautiful, she is looking very nice because of the shine inside. The moment you remove that consciousness, you can see a dead body. It also has got skin. Annamaya, it doesn't have any luster. Okay. Then comes the Pranamaya Kosha. First one is about the anatomy. The anatomical composition of the body is Annamaya Kosha. It could be outside or inside. Inside also the liver is there, kidney is there, heart is there, nerves are there. They are also Annamaya Kosha. Not only the skin part. All the anatomical configuration of the body is nurtured by the food and food alone. And then the second one is the functional aspect or the physiological part of the body. Not only we have the body, we have the physiology also going on. I am eating, digesting, walking, urinating, excreting, producing children, and also able to understand things, able to think about, and able to do swasa. All that is called the Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha is divided into 5 parts. Okay, in many languages we say, you are my 5 pranas. Say, you are very intimate to say, you are my pancha prana. Pancha prana are there, what are there? Respiratory activity, which is called the prana. Prana means inspiration and expiration. The second one is apana, digestive activity. Okay, the third one is Vyana, circulatory activity. The fourth one is Udana, nervous activity. And fifth one is Samana, metabolic equilibrium. The first one which keeps the blood sugar, temperature, cholesterol, your breath rate, heart rate, everything is maintained in an equilibrium position. That is called Samana. These are the 5 physiological functions. Body has got anatomical functions, anatomical structure, and physiological function. The physiological function is pranamaya kosha, and next one is manomaya kosha. What is manomaya kosha? Not only a human being, not only he has got the anatomical structure, he also has got the physiology and he is able to think. That thinking faculty is called the mind or the manomaya kosha, where the emotions are there. Oh, I am very happy. My son is employed in USA. Oh, I am crying because somebody died. All these emotions come in the manomaya kosha. The manomaya kosha is also is not the Atma or I am. Why? My emotions come and go, but I remain. You have anytime you have a bad experience, bad emotion, do you think the emotion is permanent? Gone. But are you there after the emotion is gone? So, the one which is persisting, in spite of the emotions gone or coming, is the Atma, and that is the Manomaya Kosha, or the mind and the emotional component. Not only I have emotions, I can take decisions. I wanted to attend this class. I don't want to attend the class. I have to travel somewhere. I have to take a flight. All those decisions we are making. This decision making ability is called the intellect, and that is called the Vijnanamaya Kosha. So, the knowledge about all the surroundings and the ability to take decisions about what to do, having got the inputs. No, this is warm, so I have to switch on the AC, and this is very cold, I have to cover with a blanket. All these decisions are automatically made in the mind without your knowledge. And that component of the mind is called the brain in normal parlance, and that is called the Vijnanamaya Kosha. That also I am not. Why? I am not taking any decisions in the deep sleep. Still I am there. This I am continues. Intelligence gone, emotions gone, Stula Sarira gone. All these things are gone, but still I am existing. Then lastly, Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is a happy state. Ananda is a happy state. In the happy state, when am I very happy? All of you would have experienced 6 to 8 hours of good sleep. During that time, no confusion of husband, no confusion of children sending to school, no confusion of paying taxes, no confusion of anything. You don't even know what is happening. Where you are, you sleep like a log. Next morning you come and say, yeah, I have slept well. That is the Ananda Kosha, or the fifth one. These are like the envelopments on the Atma, like an onion, you see. We will come to that. Okay, so, pardon?
Exactly is Ananda.
Ananda Maya. The word Mayat, Shabdam means Swarna Maya. I say, Swarna is gold. So you have a bangle, golden bangle, anyone of you? Child? Golden Swarna Mayamu, made of, composite of, consisting of, Annamaya, made of, composing of, consisting of Ananda. But Sachidananda Parabrahma is not consisting of Ananda, it is Ananda itself. So, okay, there is a difference between the Sachidananda, it is not the Mayat.
There is a lot of things like Yogananda, Sachidananda, a lot of Ananda is what actually
that Yogananda, Sachidananda, Sadatmananda, all these are only physical Anandas. And the eternal Ananda is supporting this Ananda. That is the understanding.
What is meaning of Ananda?
What is meaning of Ananda? Ananda is a place where there is no chance for any dukkha. There is no question of any dukkha at any moment. A pure, crystal clear Ananda is Ananda. Shankaracharya says, Panchakoshadi yogena. Yoga means tadatmyena, to be intimately associated. Why is this happening? Because of the ajnana. I am thinking and attributing the Annamaya Lakshanas on the Atma. I am very weak. I am looking old. My skin is wrinkled. Your skin is not wrinkled. You are all right as an Atma. The skin is wrinkled. Okay, I am able to breathe faster. I am able to breathe slow. I am feeling breathless. Prana. But Atma doesn't have the inspiration and expression. Likewise, I am Dukhi. I am Sukhi. Mind. That's also not Atma. I am a very wonderful manager. I can take decisions. I have qualified like this. I am MBA. I am so and so. All these things are Vijnanamaya. That is also not Atma. I am in the deep sleep state. I enjoyed none of these but except Ananda. That also you are not. Why? That Ananda, if it were to be the sleep Ananda, you would have experienced throughout in the day also. It should not have been corrupted. Again, it is getting corrupted. That is comes and goes. That sleep Ananda is coming and going. And it is the moment you wake up, all the Ananda is disturbed. But the Sachidananda Atman, there is no disturbance like that. That is the difference. Pardon? Let's finish this class. By the time you don't understand, I will tell. So, many types of sambandhas I am creating between the Atma and all these things. One sambandha related to the body. I am weak, I am tall, I am lean, I am getting old, I am young, my skin color is fading, there is a patch here. All these are attributing to the, I am saying I am. But the word I am is not actually what you are thinking. Second one is the thirst and then the hunger. These are the lakshanas of the prana. Thirst, hunger, respiratory activity. It is not the Atma. The thinking faculty, mind, is also not Atma. The decisive faculty also is not Atma. I am attributing all these things to the Atman. How? Drishtanta Neelavastradi Yogena. As though you are seeing the color of the cloth in the prism. Actually, the prism is crystal clear. It is not corrupted, not colored at all. But what is happening? If you keep it on a yellow cloth, it becomes a yellow prism. If you keep it on a red cloth, it becomes red prism. If you keep it on a white cloth, it becomes white colored prism. All these colors are of the mind, of the body, of the intellect. I am coloring them onto the Atma. The Atma is crystal clear and this is not associated. The moment I remove the crystal away from the contact of that particular thing, I know that it is not the quality of the Atma. How do I know? Atma Anatma Viveka. So we have to say this is all the Anatma. The Panchakoshas are the Anatma. And I am the Atma supporting and experiencing as though the qualities of Atma. Iva, the word Iva, Stitaha Iva. Kshetra and Kshetrajna, 13th chapter, you see in Bhagavad Gita, Kshetra is all the 5 koshas and the 3 shariras. This is the field where all the activity is going on, all the activity is being experienced. Kshetrajna, Jna means knower. The knower of the field is the consciousness. The consciousness only is able to make me know the Kshetra. Kshetra, Kshetrajna. Kshetra is the field. Field comprises of ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಶರೀರ, ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರ, ಕಾರಣ ಶರೀರ, ಅನ್ನಮಯ, ಮನೋಮಯ, ಪ್ರಾಣಮಯ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಮಯ, ಆನಂದಮಯ, or Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. All these are the Anatma part of the Kshetra part. The Kshetrajna is the one who is the all-knower of the fields of activity. Sharira, Shariri. Sharira is all the five koshas and the three bodies. Shariri means the one inside the body, the Atman. Deha, Dehi. Deha again, five bodies, three bodies and five koshas. Dehi, the indwelling Atman. Dehi Nityudu, Dehamula Nityalu. Annamacharya's Kirtan. He says, Dehi, the inner consciousness is Nitya, permanent. Dehas, the five bodies, five koshas, these are Anityas. He also told in the previous verse, Upadhitritayadanyam Atmanam Avatharayet Panchakosha Panchadanyam Atmanam Avatharayet. You can write like that for this verse. So now, what is the understanding of this? So I am experiencing in my worldly life, I am experiencing the three type of bodies, the Sukshma body, the Stula body, and the Karana body. Karana body, how do I know? I don't see Karana body. Without the Karana body, my memory will not spring forth the next day. It is there like a seed in the night. The moment I get into the Jagrat, again the seed grows up. Oh, she is my wife, he is my husband, she is my grandmother. Like that, you are able to connect because the seed form is already there in your Karana Sarira. Karana is seed. Karana for the future birth also is the Karana. Okay. Now, five, that is what we have seen last verse. This verse he says five koshas he brought. These five koshas also you are not. But then who am I? I am the supporter of all the five koshas. I am the indwelling consciousness of the five koshas. I am the one which is making these five koshas function like anatomical, physiological, emotional, intellectual, and experience of the happiness. These are the five koshas. Now, let us get to the next verse. Okay, let us read this verse once again. Panchakosha Panchakoshadiyogena Tattanmaya iva stitaha Suddhatma Nilavastradi Yogena Spatiko Yatha. So now you can split the verse. Pancha Kosha Adi Yogena. Adi includes all the five. All the five Adi Yogena in contact with that. Tattanmaya, as though it is Tattanmaya Iva. It appears, oh, I am. When you ask somebody, who are you? I am this body. I am this prana. I am this mind. The identification comes as though it is sthitaha. Suddhatma. But the Suddhatma is always clear. It is not associated. What is the example? Nila vastradi yogena. With the contact with the blue color cloth, spatiko yatha, just like the crystal, pure crystal, in contact with the blue color, it appears as this is called the samsarga adhyasa. Adhyasa, there are several types. There is a class, I think, on Tuesday evening. If you want to attend the Tuesday evening 4:15, the Adhyasa class will come. We have already taken the topic in the conference. Samsarga Adhyasa. You have this red bottle and a prism here, looks at. Or you take a bottle, put colored wine in that, the bottle looks colored. Remove the content, the bottle is clear. This is called the samsarga. Samsarga is in close proximity. Superimposition of the color onto the original is the adhyasa. Okay, now we will read the next verse. Vapustushadhivi कोशैर्युक्तम् युक्तवघाततः Atmanamantaram suddham vividyat tandulam yatha. He is using a very powerful hammer to hammer out the concept. You know, all of you know what is paddy? Paddy is anar that contains several coverings on top of it. Inside there is a very precious one, the rice. Do you eat the outer one or the inner one? Inner one. How do you get the inner one? In olden days, what they were doing? They were removing all these things by pounding. Pounding. By pounding the paddy, you get the rice. In the pure rice, nowadays we mill it. Even mill also removes all the husk outside. So, my dear, your body and all the envelopments I told in the last verse, they are like husk. The husk on the grain. What are you? You are the pure crystal grain. And that you remember, instead of being, understanding you are the grain, you are focusing on the husk. Do you want to eat the husk or you want to eat the pure rice? You understand. How do I get the rice? It is not just like available on the plant. I have to first nurture the plant, do a lot of manuring, wait for 120 days, rain should cooperate, paddy should ripe, then I have to beat it, then it will come, then I have to de-skin all that, and then I get the inside pad, the inside rice, isn't it? Tandulam. Tandulam is the rice particle. Tandulam. Okay? The tandulam, in order to get the tandulam, you have to do yuktavakhatataha yukti, by careful analysis. Yukti here is your analysis and ability to use your common sense. Avakhatataha. Avakhata is a hammering. Ghata is to beat, like they used to have olden days the mortar in which they pound the rice with this. While pounding that rice, all the bad things will go away. Then you just give it to the air and then remove the husk and take the grain. This is in English also we have got a beautiful phrase to separate the grain from the chaff. A Viveki, a Jnani, will separate the grain from the chaff and will not concentrate on the chaff. Chaff includes all the husk and although there are 3 or 4 types in Telugu, chuttu, taudu, pottu, oka, we say. These are all various parts of the outer coverings. So all those different coverings you have to remove and then to get the rice. Just as you have to make a very intense effort of beating the paddy until you get the white rice. Very beautiful rice. You can prepare colored rices also out of it. The colored rice again is adhyasa. The original rice is white. You put turmeric in the vegetable pulao. The rice looks yellow, but the original color of the rice is not yellow. We know. Likewise, vapustushadibhihi. Vapu is body. Here the body in the example is the rice. Okay? In here, Vapu is the Atma, Tushadibhihi, covered with several layers. Koshaihi Yuktam. With the coverings, it is associated. Then what I should do? Avakhatataha, by pounding. What is the pounding here? Yukyavakhatataha. By careful analysis, logic, and then the intellectual discrimination. Oh, these are all ever changing. I am not the ever changing one. I am the never changing Atman. Why am I focusing on the differences related to the ever changing body, mind, and other things? Have the Viveka and then do that. Then what you have to get? Atmanamantaram. Antaram, indwelling, inner. Inner means not physically inner. The subtlest of all the things is the Atma. Atman, inner means you say, take a scalpel, cut skin, bone, then heart. Nothing, heart also you split open. Nothing will be there inside. Not like inner in the metaphorical sense, not in the physical sense. Okay? That Chaitanya is the subtlest of all. We say Antaram, inner, Atmanam, Suddham, Vivichat, Vivichat Tandulam Yatha. Tandulam, the grain, the white grain, is Yatha, just like in whatever way you do, Vivicha separate, Vivichat Tandulam Yatha. Word meaning I am giving. Vapustushathipihi. The form with the husk and so many other things covered. Koshaihi means sheets, plural. Kosha is singular. Koshaihi, plural. What are the koshas? Already we have seen in the previous verse. He is continuing that yuktaha, covered, associated with. Yuktaha, yuktiya. Yuktaha covered, yuktiya. This yukti is a logic. Logically reasoning, analyzing. Yuktiya by logical thinking. Avakhatataha by thrashing the rice in the mortar. By being దంపుతారు కదా ఆ విధంగా he put it in the mortar and pound it. And he has written a beautiful poetry called Bhajagovindam. All of you must have known Bhajagovindam. That is also called Moha Mudgaram. Mudgaram is the pounding instrument. Moha Mudgaram, the one which pounds the moha or the ajnana, is Bhajagovinda. Mudgara is a very heavy metal instrument which beats. This is those verses of Bhajagovinda will beat your mind and make you separate and understand what you are. That's why it is called Moha Mudgaram. Here also you have to use Mudgara and Avaghatataha by thrashing the rice in the mortar. Atmanam, the self, Antaram, within, Suddham, very pure, Vivichat, should separate, Vivichat, should be separated. Yatha tandulam, just as you separate the rice from the chaff. So pounding here is the yukti, which is the vichara. That's what we are doing. Atma vichara we are doing. We are pounding with our knowledge. Yeah, am I this physical equipment? Am I something very different from all these things? Vapustushadhivi koshaihi yuktam yukyavaghatataha atmanam antaram suddham vivichyat tandulam yatha. He says, Vapuhu is associated with Tushadivi. Tusha is a husk. Okay? Tusha. Tusha is a husk. In Tenali Ramalinga Telugu, you picture, if you have seen, Ramalinga, Tenali Ramakrishna says, Tusa, Pusha. Tusha means you are a husk, he said. Ante useless particle. Tusha, Tusha, ante husk. Koshaihi yuktam tandulam. That is the rice. Yatha, just like that. Yatha tandulam koshaihi tushadhibhihi yuktam. Yatha, just like tandulam, the rice, koshadhibhihi with the coverings, tushadhibhihi koshaihi, the koshas of the grain, yuktam associated. This shariram, vapuhu, body also, is associated with tushadhibhihi yuktam. What are the tushas here? Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha. These are all husk. You'll also say, if you are having some gossip between two persons, what did you learn now? Husk. Means nothing very substantial. They are just husking. Husk is used something which is useless. So these people, this body is also has got a function. We are not saying totally doesn't have any worldly usefulness. But as far as Atmakana is concerned, they come in your way in understanding the Atman or the equality among everything. So consider them as though non-existing, as though not an important thing. Tushaha. Tandulam is Tandulam here is the Suddhatma. Antaram Atmanam Suddhaha. That Atma, you have to get it. How do I get it? Avaghatataha. With a very powerful pounding of the mind. What is the hammer there? The mudgara yuktavaghatataha. By careful analysis, by careful understanding, viveka and vairagya. Once you use the viveka, am I all these changing things? Is the differences are really there? Why am I worried about this sort of unnecessary differences and quarrels? And he belongs to Hindu, I belong to Christianity. Why all these quarrels? These have really there. Do they convey any meaning? I have to use the mudgara. That is the avaghatata. युक्त्यवघाततः आत्मानमन्तरं शुद्धं विविच्यात् विविच्यात् must be separated. Vivichya separate. How do I separate? By viveka. Viveka is the yukti. That yukti is the mudgara. With that I separate. Just as I use the pounding and separate this chaff from the grain and ultimately obtain the pure grain. Tatha, like that I have to do it. Okay, now, supposing we wanted to eat the paddy just like that, can anybody eat the paddy without, what will happen? Till dukkha hetu. It cuts your tongue, bleeds in your cheek, and it is a dukkha hetu. Likewise, all these coverings are also dukkha hetu. Sometimes they appear sukha hetu also for a while. Any pleasure you have enjoyed, how long does it last? Very transient. Any pleasure, including your supermost pleasure you are thinking, that also how much time it will last? What is this I am doing? I am engrossed with those very temporary pleasures, and ultimately that is replaced by the dukkha. So, there are two things here, two technical words you have to pick up. One is called upadeyam, the other is called heyam, Sanskrit words. Upadeyam. Adeyam means bring it, upa nearer. That means take it in, absorb. Upadeyam. Heyam, shun, send away, repel, throw it away. Upadeyam, heyam. In the world also, there are several upadeyas, there are several heyas. What should be sought after, what should not be indulged at all. These are the Vyavaharika Upadeyam and Heyam. For example, nourishing very good food, a balanced diet, limited quantity, regularly eat. Upadeyam should accept it. Heyam, all sorts of filthy, infected, and then food after three days, and then alcohol, all sorts of bad things are heyam. Vyavahara also, I have upadeyam, I have heyam. What should be aspired for and taken with you? What should be shunned or kept away? Those are the two things. Here also, in this vichara also, there is upadeyam, there is the heyam. The upadeya is the Satchidananda Atma or your consciousness within, which you should always try to get it. And the heyam is the husk part of it that I have to remove. Why? The upadeya, the heyas are having five types of changes. Okay, the body here is the heya and the atma is the upadeya. It has got 5 changes. Again, technical word, asti, jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate. I'm telling again, asti, it is there in the mother's womb. Asti, the baby is there in the mother's womb. Asti means it is there. Jayate, came out, baby has come. Jayate, birth. Vardhate, grows into this gentleman's stature or even older stature like that. Vardhate, viparinamate, changes. As a boy, as a man, as a young man, as an old man, as an very elderly man, lot of changes. Viparinamate. And then apakshiyate. That means completely becomes null and void. These 5 are characteristics of anything in the world, not only the body. All objects, including the body, including the sharira, including the shas, asti, jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate. And after apakshiya, mrityate. That is a completed. Apakshiyate is completed, dilapidated. Mrityate means there is nothing is there. These six are called the Shad Bhava Vikaras. Shad, sixfold. Bhava Vikaras. Bhava is a padartha. Object Vikaras, the changes that occur in the object. Now tell me what are the sixfold changes that we are all, which we are all subjected to. There is no exception for these sixfold changes. Isn't it? What are they? Asti, Chayate, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Nashyate. Nashyate or Mrityate? Nashyate. Okay? Sixfold changes are there for all the objects. Atma, as a contrast, does not have these sixfold changes. षड्भिरुर्मिभिर yogi yogi bhavitam na karanairvibhavitam buddhya vedyamanavadyamasti yat brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. Vivek षड्भिः urmibhihi. Urmi is wave. The changes are called waves. It is a wave. Six changes, sixfold waves of changes are there for all the heyas, all the things that should be discarded. Discarded in the sense, not in a physical sense, but in a cognitive sense. Okay? Then, the one which is the truth, the upadeya or the Atma, does not have these six changes. For example, it is not that it is there at one time, it is not there at other time. No question of asti now, not asti, nasti, etc. Nasti day after tomorrow, it's not like that. It is ever there. So the asti quality does not work for it. Jayate, it is not born now and it will not be growing. Vardhate, it will not change. Viparinamate, apakshiyate, it will not become less. It will not be nasyate also. The sixfold changes are only for the objects and including the body, mind, intellect complex. And these are not there for the Atma. Then what am I to do? I have to use the avaghata, bounding of yukti or my intellectual discriminative ability, the viveka, vivichya, to separate the upadeya from the heya. The sixfold changes are there for the heya and these are not there for the Atma. These panchakoshas are having all the qualities of the sixfold qualities. Shankaracharya says, in Mohammadgra also he says the same thing. So, yeah, as long as your body is very hale and healthy, people will love you and they will embrace you. Oh, my dad, he is very good. He has given me very big property and all that. Supposing you are devoid of property, devoid of your health, no, that old man stinking, keep him away and let us live separately with my wife and children. Once in a while we will go, if necessary, we will go on his birthday or on the New Year day and give him one flower. That's all. What else he requires? Anyway, some servant maid I have arranged. They will cook food like that way. So this is very common for everyone. So, Tandula Tusha Sanyogaha. There is a nyaya called the Tandula Tusha Sanyoga. Tandula is rice, Tusha is the husk, they are associated. And you as a learned man, a man with intellectual ability to discriminate, separate the Tusha from the Tandula. The Vastavam is they are intermixed. They are as though they are together. But if one who has got the ability, he can separate the husk and find the grain. Like that, the Panchakoshas are the Tusha, which are associated with the Atma. An intelligent man, a man who is having Viveka, will be able to separate the grain and the chaff. Like that, he will be able to separate the Atma and the Anatma and not give much importance to the Anatma part. Okay? So this is the lesson here. Here, Yuktya Avaghatataha is important. Avaghata is the pounding instrument. Yukti is the pounding instrument for you. After doing that, what you get? The antaram atmanam. The atma inside we will get it. So, like that, we have now negated Sthula Sarira, Sukshma Sarira, Karana Sarira, Panchakoshas, we have negated, and we are going towards the Sachidananda Atma, the consciousness principle. I am. Okay. Now another 10 minutes is there. I would like to spend now some new concepts I have given in this. Upadeya, Heya, I have said. Kshetra and Kshetrajna, I have said. Sarira and Sariri, I have said. Deha and Dehi, I have said. Tusha and Tandula, I explained. Padaya, Heya, I have explained. And I also told you the sixfold changes that occur. Asti, Jayate, Viparinamate, Svardhate, Viparinamate, Apachiyate, Nashyate. These are the sixfold attributes or waves which occur to all the objects, including the human body. And the Atma is devoid of these six changes. Now, this is called the Atma Anatma Viveka. All this we are doing is Atma Anatma Viveka. Viveka is what? Viveka is not getting higher degrees and then big qualifications and Nobel Prizes. That is also Viveka. That is a Vyavahara Viveka, worldly Viveka. It is useful for worldly purpose. But for Atma Jnana, the Viveka is how can I separate the Anatma from the Atma? You imagine the onion, just like these are layers of the onion. We do have these layers. We should not give too much importance to the layers, but understand that we are the Chaitanya in and through all these layers. So where is Chaitanya? Is it there in the Annamaya Kosha? There or not? It is there. Without Chaitanya, how can your body shine? How can you get this touch? Is it there in the Pranamaya Kosha? Yeah. That one, because of that only. Is it there in the mental emotions and all? Yeah. Because of the Chaitanya only. I'm asking, is the electricity there in the bulb? This one. Is it there in the fan? The Pranamaya Kosha. Is it there in the AC? Manomaya Kosha. Is it there in the geyser? Vijnanamaya Kosha. Is it there in the generator which supplies all this? That's how, various things are propelled by the same Chaitanya. So this is what to understand. This is called the Anvaya Anuvrutti Vyavrutti Nyaya. Anvaya Anuvrutti Vyavrutti Nyaya. Nyaya is a logic. Nyaya means logic. Logic means you use your brain. Don't falsely believe that somebody has said, Shankaracharya has said, Sarma doctor has said. No, not like that. You use the Nyaya, reflect. Yeah. Without the Chaitanya, am my skin functioning? Is my skin functioning? No. Without the Chaitanya, is my mind functioning? No. Like that you use the Vyavrutti. Yeah, because of this I am able to do. Without this I am not able to do. Anuvrutti Vyavrutti Nyaya. This is also called Yukti or very careful analysis in a logical sequence. Atmanamantaram Suddham Vivichyat, very powerful word. Vivichyat, separate. Vivekam Kuryat. Vivichyat ante Vivekam Kuryat. Vivekamu chesi. To Vivek karke, vivichat, incidentally used the word atmanamantaram to remove the confusion. He is saying what is antaram in the next sloka. What will happen? A student like ours, beginners, Atma is inside. So all this is outside is not Atma. Inside only is Atma. So let me dissect and go and see. And go to the cardiologist. Sir, you have opened the heart several times. Did you ever find the heart inside? Atma inside. He says, what Atma inside? Only blood is there. Nothing is there. It's not the physical inside that we are going to learn that. So, Vivekam Kuryat. Antaram Suddham Atma Vivekam Kuryat. Now let us read these two verses, one after another carefully and see whether we have understood the logical meaning of each of those words. Anyway, I'm going to circulate you the PDF. You can again further look at the PDF also, which will have some more details. पंचकोशादियोगेन तन्मयैव स्थितः शुद्धात्मा नीलवस्त्रादि योगेन स्फटिको यथा नीलवस्त्रादियोगेन स्फटिकः यथा. Just as the blue color cloth gives an appearance of blueness onto the spatika, in the same way, Panchakoshadi Yogena means because of the association with the 5 layers which we have already understood, Tattanmaya Iva, as though it is part of those things, as though it is the Annamaya, Atma is Annamaya. Actually, one Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, the sun is the Bhrugu, and he goes to his father Varuni. Varuni is the teacher. He is the teacher father. Very great to have a teacher and father together. So Bhrugu goes and asks, tell me one thing about the Atma I wanted to learn. Then he says, you do vivichya. So you analyze carefully. No, he comes after 5 years. He says, this body is the Atma. He says, go. Again do tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva. Go and do some more intellectual this one. After a few years he comes back. No, the prana, without prana I am not existing. Prana must be the Atma, he says. Okay, yeah, somewhat closer, go again and come back. He comes back third time. No, sir, without thinking anything, without understanding anything, without getting the inputs, this body cannot work. So mind must be the Atma. He goes and says. Then he says, okay, my dear, you are coming closer, much more closer than what you thought from the body. You came up to mind. Do some more vichara. Tapasa brahma vijijñāsas. He comes and says, Vijñānamaya kosha. So the intellect, sir, for everything. Though I perceive anything, to make a decision, my intellect is very essential. And that must be the Atma. My dear, go and again come. And finally he says, Anandamaya kosha. Then he asks him, Anandamaya, you are saying, okay, fine. You are very close, you have come. But is this Ananda is coming and going, or is it permanently there? He will ask. Yeah, it is coming and going, sir. Night I am happy. Morning my wife is pestering me. My tenant is not paying rent. Owner is asking me to pay rent. All these things have come. So must be that is not a permanent Ananda. Who are that permanent Ananda? That is the Atma. That story only he has brought it in this particular analysis. So, Nilavastradi Yogena Panchakoshadi Yogena. Nilavastradi Yogena Spatika is blue. Panchakoshadi Yogena Tattanmaya Stetaha. Suddhatma is like that. So, next verse we go to the Papustushadiभिः कोशैः युक्तं युक्त्यवघाततः आत्मानमन्तरं शुद्धं विविच्यात्तण्डुलं यथा. Just as the grain is covered with several layers of unwanted husk and other things, and in order to get the pure grain, pure rice grain, what you have to do, you have to pound it very carefully, and you should not crush the rice, and you should get the rice properly, not the small tukda of the rice, and remove the husk properly. That is called the yuktavaghatataha, with the careful analysis. You do that avaghatata, pound your mind, pound your thinking so well that Atmanam antaram suddham, suddhatma vivichat must be separated. Tandulam yatha, just like the tandula. Okay, so we are now into 1 hour So we will do the Shanti mantra and close. Okay. Shanti mantra is there also in your file. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.